Hello, everyone. This is Jeff Risdon with the Detroit Lions podcast and Lions Wire. We got big news Sunday night. Just as I was about to go to bed, I get texts from a lot of people that CJ Gardner-Johnson, CJ Gardner-Johnson, whichever one you prefer, is now a Detroit Lion. Signed for 1 year, $8 million, 6.5 guaranteed. We're going to talk a little bit about that. All right, so we have in our Lions Den now, CJ Gardner-Johnson, one of the preeminent slot safeties in football. This is a fantastic signing. I can't even hide the excitement. Like, wow, this was not expected, not entirely unexpected, but it wasn't something that I thought we would see imminently. But he's here. And there's a whole lot of things that go along with this. First off, he is in Detroit in part because his agent did the same thing that Jamal Williams' agent did in overplaying his hand. And if you want more information on how that works, you can watch the video that Chris did here the other day, which is excellent and very informative and illuminating on what also happened with Gardner-Johnson in Philadelphia. But the Lions will take it. They have added in a versatile, impactful safety to the defensive backfield. And there's a couple different things that go on here. First off, to consider him just a safety is selling him short. This is a guy who plays all over the place. Let's go back in time to when he first came into the league. New Orleans Saints, 2019. Guess who was on that coaching staff in New Orleans? Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn. Guess who's running the Lions defense now? Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell. Back then, he played almost exclusively as the slot nickel corner, corner in quotations. That's where he's at his best. In those years, he allowed, and let me check the notes here. I want to get this right. 62% completions over the two seasons. Had 18 passes defended. Did pretty well. Did have some penalty issues, and that's something that we'll have to talk about in a second here. But was very good in coverage, specifically in the slot. He can handle the tight ends. He's got enough size. He's got enough strength to do that. He can handle the suit, not the super quick, like shifty guys, but he can handle as well as can be done, the Amon-Ra St. Browns of the world, the slot receivers who are more like undersized, guys that can play outside and inside. He's really good on those guys. When he moved to Philadelphia, he was traded last offseason, a bit of a weird move, and it didn't really make a lot of sense, other than he wanted more money than he was going to get from New Orleans. Got that going on with Philadelphia as well on his 1 year there. But they played him more as a split safety and free safety, and he wasn't as good. He still made plays on the ball. He picked off 6 passes. That was good enough to lead the league last year. That's pretty darn impressive. But I think that the Lions see him as the new slot, primarily. And that's taking over the role from Will Harris. And I know there were a ton of people that were grumbling about Will Harris coming back, even on the vet minimum. And his contract says he's making more than that, but he's actually only being charged the vet minimum on the cap, so it's fine. All of you who are worried that Will Harris was going to be your starting slot, fears are ameliorated. That's gone. CJ is the guy there, and he's very good at it. He is an instinctive ball hawk. He's going to come up. He's going to punch you in the mouth. He's going to let you know. And that's one of the things that I took away from talking to a couple of different Philly people, and also a couple of New Orleans people that I got texts from last night as the trade went down. This is a guy who brings like edge, but not like this is. If Ndamukong Suh played slot corner, he'd be CJ Gardner-Johnson. That's kind of his mentality. He's going to come at you. He's going to be in your face. He's going to let you know. He will do that to teammates. If teammates screw up, he's going to let them know. The Lions haven't really had that guy. Not to that extent, anyways. Not with his edge. Fans who wanted Jalen Ramsey and the appeal that he had as a no-nonsense trash talker. You got it here. No doubt about it. And it's an edge that I think that the Lions can play with pretty well. it's certainly something that the younger guys like Jerry Jacobs and Kirby Joseph can feed off of, because those are guys that have a lot of energy, but they've kind of been, I don't want to say holding their tongue, but they haven't been as demonstrative or expressive as I think their personalities would allow. And I think that CJ Gardner-Johnson can bring that out in them, and I think that's a good thing. I like swagger in my defensive backs. I want that confidence. I want that, hey, I'm going to shut you down attitude, and that's certainly what he brings. There are some drawbacks. He does earn a lot of penalties. He has been suspended for a game. He is someone who will get into fights. You've seen that before if you've watched him, going back to Florida. The Lions know this very well. They've coached him. They feel that he can fit in. They feel that he's got the edge that they sort of need. So I'm not opposed to that. Look, penalties are an issue, but in the world of Dan Campbell, an overly aggressive penalty is better than a missed assignment. The MAs that he talked about, which were fairly endemic to the slot position last year, that's why they burned through so many of them. Like this solves so many issues for the Lions. I'm still a little bit in shock, honestly, that he's actually in Detroit for 1 year, $6.5 million guaranteed. That's a very affordable rate for a top shelf guy. This was, I believe, he was ESPN's top rated defensive free agent still on the board. The Lions locked him up. It's a deal where they got him for 1 year. If he likes it, if he plays well, if it's a good fit, you better believe that marriage can continue beyond one season. But that's for the future. We'll jump off that bridge when we get to it. As for team needs, after signing Cam Sutton for 3 years, now you've got your slot taken care of. You hope that Emmanuel Mosley can be healthy enough after his torn ACL to help fill in and bridge with Jerry on the other side, on the outside. Jeff Okudah, who knows where he fits? He might not fit anymore. We'll see. Wouldn't shock me if his role changes. If not, gets eliminated altogether, and they try to trade him or something. That's just my thought. I don't know. We'll see on that. But it takes away needing cornerback and safety in the draft. Now, if you're comfortable with Tracy Walker, I should say, and his rehab from Achilles surgery, but he looks great. Still need a depth safety. You could use another. You can never have too many outside cornerbacks, even with the group that they've got. But it certainly pushes it out of the first round, I think, unless it's absolutely the right fit or value long term. But it shifts the defensive focus now. Defensive tackle becomes the biggest one. I still do think that they're going to pick up a linebacker late, and it wouldn't shock me if now they can take the best player available, if that's an edge at 6 or 3, or it opens up a lot of possibilities in the draft, because they have taken care of a lot of their primary needs with these moves. I think it changes the calculus quite a bit in the draft, where they can move up to take a quarterback or Will Anderson if they want to. Who knows if they want to, but it sure seems that way. That's where my head's at on the whole CJ Gardner-Johnson signing. Thanks for tuning in. Click the like and subscribe so you know when we're going to do these things again, because we are coming fast and furious as free agency and the draft gets closer. And with that, have a great day.